Hello beautiful people, thank you so much for tuning in, watching and listening. This is going to be the mid-January 2023 reading for the zodiac sign of Gemini. Welcome fellow Geminis. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're taking a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're taking a look at what's coming for the remainder of January. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We're going to do 3 yes or no questions as well, take a look at your crystal of the month, and do a healing note. Also, those of you that have watched my videos for a while, we are going to use an old deck of cards you haven't seen in a while, and then somebody sent me this new deck of cards, so thank you. So thank you for the new cards. So an old deck and a new deck in the mix. But again, column number 1, Gemini, what's wrapping up and coming to a close. So let's take a look at the last few weeks or month. We have the card, I am light. I love this. I hope you do realize, Gemini, that you are a bright light and sometimes a dim and dull world. But this is not only like guiding others, but also guiding yourself forward with being the light. Let's take a look though and see what messages we have here. The first card that we have is the Sun card. The Sun card is a card of material happiness, joyous outcomes, success. I love to see this, Gemini. In general, really positive, happy, healthy, successful last few weeks. It's interesting here, the light, you have the Sun card here, definitely a high point, a bright point. But it really doesn't get much better than the Sun card, so I hope you've really been feeling that lately, Gemini. The next card that we have is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is nurturing, healing, supportive. I think you've done some healing these last few weeks as well. Perhaps that's part of the light as well, and getting connected with the light, figuring out what we need, and being able to move forward. So some healing with that Queen of Cups. The next card that we have is the Six of Wands, another great card. The Six of Wands is victory, award, recognition, good news, success. All high energy, high frequency, good vibes, Gemini, coming off these last few weeks. So happiness, success, success of course included in that Sun card as well. And then you gotta love a little bit of healing in between there. But let's go and take a look and see what we have for clarifiers. At the top there, we have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, anytime we have an Ace card, is a card of newness. In the case of the Ace of Cups, this is typically new baby, relationship, proposal, marriage, but it could be really any new beginning here, Gemini. With the Ace of Cups, this could also be like a new animal, new friend, really some sort of new love connection. It seems to have brought a lot of happiness and joy, so that's great to see. This could also be a new opportunity though, a new proposal, not in the sense of engagement, but just a new opportunity. So some newness there, but again, a lot of joy that's come with that new relationship. The next card that we have is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a card of low feelings, and I like this. We have been working on healing any of these low feelings we may have. At the bottom, we have the Star card. The Star card is a card of renewal, hope, inner clarity. This is also about being in the spotlight, which ties really nicely into that Six of Wands, which there's a lot of cards of like award and recognition and good news, being in the spotlight, all those connected together. I hope all of you are feeling this. You probably, if you watched my videos at the end of the year, I was really tired, feeling really burnt out. So this has been such a nice shift in energy, much higher frequency than we were sitting at the end of last year. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, Gemini, which is anything related to what's coming for the remainder of January. So just kind of a general peek at January. We have the card, I am worthy. I hope you never forget this, Gemini. This is such an important message. You are worthy of all things wonderful, of all things that you want, of all things that you need. Very, very worthy. So please, again, make sure you don't lose sight of that and being worthy. But let's take a look and see what messages we have here. The first card that we have is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very confident, very self-assured. And again, you're worthy, so you need to like own that you deserve whatever this is. So be very confident, be very self-assured, no self-doubt, no doubting of your worthiness going into this month. Let's take a look at our next card though, which is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a very traditional card. It's a very conventional card. I feel like you think you need to do X, Y, Z to accomplish something, Gemini, and that may not be the case. That's just a message that I'm getting. So it's like, worry less about the journey and more focus on what you want. Again, you feel like you have to do X, Y, Z, and maybe it's not that hard. The Hierophant is also a card of expectations, and I think you're going to feel like your expectations are exceeded going into the end of this month, so I love that for you. Lots of great things coming, better than you expected. The last card that we have in this column is the Judgment card. The Judgment card is always a card that's favorable for you, Gemini. The Judgment card is a card of clarity, so finding out some sort of information. This can also be a decision that needs to be made, and this is about like living your life's purpose. So leaning into what you want, what you feel like you should be doing. You're worthy of doing the things that you want to do. Let's go ahead and clarify, see what other messages I can give you here. First up, we have the Death card. I always like to point out that the Death card does not actually mean death, Gemini. It is an indicator, though, of big changes, endings. It's time to move on. It's time to transform. It's time to expand into something new. We maybe want to look at carrying, too, so with that Queen of Wands, really carrying that confidence and that self-assured, that sense of self-assurity and that worthiness forward. That in itself could be the transformation of reminding yourself of how worthy you are. But it does indicate there's some sort of change, something big coming in the next few weeks for you. The next card that we have is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a card of creativity. It's a card of freedom. There's going to be a lot of freedom and creativity. I feel like you're being empowered with whatever this transition is, whatever this transformation is. So I like to see our freedom type card. The energy is super high around the Knight of Wands too. It's kind of like Energizer Bunny vibes. So very energized as well. Again, definitely exceeding expectations with the Hierophant there. And at the bottom, we have the Hierophant again. So definitely exceeding expectations as we get this clarity, make this decision, and make this transformation to be on life's path. But through all of that, be confident and make sure you realize just how worthy you are, Gemini. There's nothing you're not worthy of. Okay, now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. To kick things off, I'm going to pull a money tips, tricks, advice card. It says, take a moment to reflect on the relationship your parents have with money. What habits should you invite into your life? What would you do differently? That is a good one for sure. You either get good money habits or you don't there, Gemini. But let's take a look. Think about job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, really whatever you associate with money here, Gemini. And let's see. Up first, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a card of speed, action, quick change. This is news coming in. So I do feel like I'm just going to throw it out there. This card doesn't mean promotion, but it does feel like there's a promotion coming here, Gemini. Again, there's some sort of forward movement, some sort of action, some sort of change, and it's coming really quickly, like in the next few weeks, and that's that news that you're finding out. This could also be news that like an investment's doing really well, news of a promotion. Promotion seems to be the standout here for the majority of you. The next card that we have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of feeling like you have to defend yourself, feeling like there's competition. I feel like, especially for those of you like looking for a promotion or looking for growth, I feel like you're in a situation where you feel like there's competition, but again, you're coming out on top here, so it doesn't really matter, Gemini. The news is coming to you. At the bottom here, we have the Hangman. The Hangman is a card of, it can feel a little stagnant, like you're not making progress, you're not moving forward. Maybe this promotion or this news has taken longer, or this change has taken longer than you expected it to. But this, I think, is an indicator that the change is actually coming because now we have that speed, action, quick change. But you could have been waiting for a while here. However, while you were waiting, you did definitely gain some wisdom here. There's something to be said about the hangman and the knowledge that's gained with the hangman. Well, let's go ahead and clarify and see what other messages we have here. First up, we have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a card of celebration. So again, we're celebrating whatever this is, this investment that's doing well, this money, this promotion. This is us celebrating whatever that news is, or that change is. The next card that we have is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is very studious, very hardworking. Even if people are questioning your work and you're having to defend it, or you feel like there's competition, you've done really good work. The Page of Cups is very studious, so it doesn't really matter if people could critique it because what you did was so good, Gemini. So again, it doesn't really matter because again, the news, the celebration, the success is coming your way. At the bottom here, we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of waiting for results. So again, whatever this is, you've been waiting for it. The Hangman is a card of waiting. The Two of Wands is a card of waiting. But the Eight of Wands is that card of action and change. So the wait should be over here within the next few weeks, Gemini. Moving on now, let's take a look at our love column. Similar to the money column, we also do have a love card. Let's see what it says. It says trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Only once you accept the, Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Just trying to throw an extra word or two in there for you. Okay, more transformation though. Well, let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. Think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, anything you associate with money. Let me just close the door really quick, Gemini. I'm not sure if you can hear the dogs barking. I apologize. Okay, so for our love column, first up we have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork. It's a card of collaboration, especially for you, those of you that are in a relationship, Gemini. This month you need to think about being a team. And I'm not saying you're not a team player, so please don't take it that way, but a special focus on team and working through things together. This can also be a card of collaboration and communication, so keep priority on communication as well. The next card that we have is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of luxury. It's a card of financial gain. Some of you definitely, I feel like the thing that you're working on is leading to more money. I guess I should clarify that. That teamwork effort seems to be money driven this month, Gemini. This can also though be a card of like doing things alone. So there could be a time where you're like somebody might be out of town. One of you might be out of town for work or like on a trip or something of that sort, which isn't a bad thing, just calling out what I'm seeing here. But again, I feel like the thing that your team working on this month is related to money. And at the bottom here, we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of moving forward. This is like going from good to better. So there's some sort of advancement happening here. Some sort of growth, some sort of development with the Eight of Cups. This again can be like an alone time card too. So definitely again, one of you could be separated or you could be single altogether too. But it's like there is some alone time happening in here. But focus on teamwork where you can. Let's clarify, Gemini, what other love messages we have here. First, we have the Sun card. The Sun card is a card of material happiness, joyous outcomes, just in general, a good card. We talked about this, I think, maybe already. It doesn't really get much better than the Sun card. This is also a card of good health, too. So if you or your relationship has been having health issues, or a family or a friend member have been having relationship issue or health issues, this is a good indicator, too, of good health for you. But definitely a successful outcome of this teamwork, of this partnership. The next card that we have is the Judgment card. The Judgment card is a card of making a decision. Again, there's some sort of decision that's being made together, that teamwork together to move towards whatever this financial goal is. Also could be clarity, so it could be like clarity in the sense of getting aligned and making sure ideas are aligned. And then if you have watched my videos before, you know I love when this happens so much, when we have the same card on top of each other. So we have the Eight of Cups on top of the Eight of Cups. So this is, again, that advancement. There's some sort of advancement in terms of love happening this month, Gemini. So I love to see that for you. The Eight of Cups, again, that could be that like separation, not like relationship separation, but definitely some alone time. But moving from good to better, advancement, growing together. Okay, now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. This is something to carry into the end of January with you. We have the affirmation card of, or summary card of, I feel open. This is important. The message here, Gemini, is to make sure that you keep yourself open. You want to be open to opportunities, open to things that are going to advance you, grow you, open to money, open to new relationships. I think you're going to know exactly what you need to be open to. But again, go into the mindset for the remainder of January that we are open to receive whatever it is that you want. But let's take a look here and see what we're working with. Up first, we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is very active. It's new project, new creative idea. So as we take on something new, again, we need to be open to actually receiving the results of whatever this new thing is that we're working towards. The next card that we have is the Chariot. Somebody once described the Chariot to me as the vroom vroom card. It means there's action, there's change. It's about being on a journey. Again, we're on this journey with this new thing, and we need to be open to receiving all wonderful things that we have been hoping for. The Chariot can also be a new vehicle, so some of you definitely could be getting a new vehicle going into the end of January. And at the bottom here, we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of past hurt typically, and we have to think these are the type of things that close us off. So we need to figure out what kind of healing needs to happen with the Three of Swords to make sure that we're opening for receiving. Again, we are like products of our past experiences. We're products of our environment. So this is the kind of hurt that would essentially make you close off. So be thinking the opposite. Be thinking what healing can be done to open you up for this new opportunity and this new journey. Let's take a look at our clarifiers and see what other messages we have going on here. We have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of being patient. It's waiting for success. In this case, I feel like this has been waiting because, again, there is some sort of past hurt that could be holding us back. So focus on that healing and focus on opening to receiving the things that you want. The next card that we have is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very bold, very powerful, very courageous. Think about courage as we move forward on this new journey with the Chariot. Remember, action, change, forward movement, the vroom vroom. At the bottom here, we have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a card of theft, betrayal, dishonesty. Those are all kind of sharp words, but Gemini, those are the type of things that, again, that past hurt that potentially could be limiting how open you are. So think about healing those past hurts to really open yourself up to receiving the things that you want here. Okay, now let's take a look. I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them, Gemini. Question number 1 is the Ace of Diamonds. This is the number 9 card. That's going to be a no. Question number 2 is the Four of Clubs. This is number 4 card. That's going to be a yes. And question number 3 is the Seven of Diamonds. This is number 38 card. That's going to be a yes. So no, yes, yes there for you, Gemini. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of January. You have Emerald, which is good for harmony, beauty, really opens you up. You need to be open to receiving, Gemini. It's great for revitalizing and gives you a nice sense of togetherness as well. Last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Gemini, your healing note says, 1 small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Toni, and I hope you have the best rest of your January.